All right. Network is disturbing me on and off, but I hope I'm back and loud and clear. Give me one in the chat if you can hear me. Give me one in the chat if you can hear me. My name is Abanda Julius, and I'm one of your coaches. So today, we just want to continue. Today is why we want to continue with our classes. And we want to continue with our classes. And make sure that we provide as much more information as possible. 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 Okay. So today, we are looking at terminologies. We have finished the journey of you sitting down and customize your trading view. So now we want to travel a second journey. And in this second journey, we just want to look at a few common terminologies or a few common words that you are going to meet on your journey as a trader. Okay, and we believe that these terminologies are going to be very common. Am I loud and clear? Even me, I'm going to be using them. So before we continue with the lessons that I'm bringing on forward, I usually want to bring these statements to you so that when I dive deep, especially in my first week, I'm giving general information. So that when I now dig deep into technical analysis, it is very easy for anyone to be able to understand where we come from. So today, let's just get these common words that you are going to be meeting on your journey as a trader. And I personally believe they are very important. Number one, common terminologies. Number one, common terminologies. You know, you want to be listening to words that you understand. So when someone talks about TV, we mean trading. Okay, so when we talk about TV, we mean trading. When we talk about an exchange, okay, when you talk about an exchange, it's a place where you can trade. It's a place where you can trade. It's a place where you can trade. And when we come into exchanges, we divide them into two. We have CEX and we have DEX. This stands for centralized exchanges. Centralized exchanges, and these stand for decentralized exchanges. What is the difference between the two? Let's start with centralized exchanges. And beside, let's have decentralized exchanges. Okay, so this one, just a minute. I just want to be a little bit fast. Today, don't forget that at the end of the call, I will basically I'll basically still take you through. I've done a video onto my YouTube channel, but I'll still repeat in this class about the pivot points. And I want to make sure that it is not something we play light about. So that's why I to insist on pivot points today still, to make sure that we all understand them at the end of the call, because it's magic. It's magic with how far you can go with pivot points. It is phenomenal. I've seen yesterday, I met a friend who made the $500 in a day using their $2,000. I also met a friend of mine who has taken them very seriously since I taught them, and was able to make $100 with his $1,000. Okay, so I will still emphasize on pivot points today at the end of the call. So let's continue. CX, centralized exchanges, friends, they are basically, we could say, they are controlled. They are controlled by an institution. For example, when we talk about Binance, the first thing we shall talk about the CEO of Binance. This will go ahead with we shall go talk about where are the headquarters of Binance. When we hear we shall go Binance is Richard Teng, but what HTX? We shall say who's the owner of HTX, Justin Sun. Okay, and we Justin Sun, we talk about him. Okay, and he is the prime minister of a certain small country in Europe, which I will not dig deep into that. So we dive into all these exchanges. So they are basically controlled. And for you to use them, since they have an institution of control, they have what we call anti-money laundering scenarios they need to handle. You need to do KYC, which is known as know your customer. You need to bring your ID or your passport or your driving license, and you use them. That's why if it expires, you can no longer use it. I've seen people complain, my ID is expiring, Binance is telling me I cannot be able to continue because it has expired. So since it has expired, you are no longer eligible to use it. So go and make a new ID. Okay. So they are controlled by certain institutions. So, and it is key and important for you to know as a user, you need to do KYC, your ID must be updated. And that's why I encourage all Ugandans, those who have issues, Now, like in Dubai, in UAE, Binance has got an exchange, and it is now moving away from Binance.com to Binance Limited. Why? Because the exchange where it is operating in Dubai, there are rules and regulations that it has to follow. So once they change their approach, abide, because these are called exchanges. Versa V, these ones controlled by no one. Controlled by no one. No one controls the DEX. Now, DEX or decentralized exchanges, for them to access them, I would say you need to have a landing site. Okay, for example, different blockchains have different decentralized platforms. Although today, as we speak, we have bridges. Okay, we have bridges, which I may not go into. For example, if I want to use the Ethereum network or the Ethereum blockchain, I need to have a MetaMask. A MetaMask. And the MetaMask uses a decentralized exchange called Uniswap. So in MetaMask, I must have Ethereum. So and I use Uniswap to move from one Ethereum currency to another, or from one coin to another. You find that if you want to go on Solana, there are several, but I will take Phantom. And when you on Solana on Phantom and you tap on the browser, you'll find decentralized exchanges like Jupiter. So it means that when you on Jupiter, when you on MetaMask, nobody controls there. It is between person to person, direct transfer of money from one person to another. But versa V, if we still dig deep into these CX and DEXs, they also have issues. And we have reasons why we spend most of our time on centralized exchanges than DEX. One, these ones have high liquidity. They have money. These ones, they have low liquidity. That's why here in low liquidity, there is a very big business called staking. I've told you that if you don't understand what I mean by staking, I can explain. I told you there are these simple things that disturb people. People get disturbed with things that, what is a blockchain? Okay. What is crypto? What is staking? These things are very easy. Let me break them down for you in one or two statements. Now, let me start with crypto. So like we have crypto this side, we have this side, we have money. We have money. So we have banks here. We have banks here. And here we have money. We have Swift. Swift, just as one of it is. It's not clear to my point, but and here we have fixed deposit account. Okay, let me explain. Crypto is digital. This is fiat. This one, you can touch it, you can feel it. This one is controlled by a government, an institution, central bank. They can print more crypto. It's decentralized, not controlled by anyone. Blockchain. I usually give an example of just to create clarity. We have Namukwaya Savings Sacco. Namukwaya Savings Sacco, Uganda, Masaka Limited. Masaka very soon will be a country. So Namukwaya Sacco, Namukwaya Sacco, Masaka Limited. Just a joke. So Namukwaya Sacco, whenever people come and save, the money is seen in our books. And when the money is in our books, everybody needs to see in their book that Namukwaya has saved. I'm explaining a blockchain. The circle is on the internet. And whenever anybody brings money, we can see the money in the books. If anybody wants to change the records, these records in the books, all of us must agree that the information is right. This is blockchain. It is internet-based information that anybody can access anywhere across the world. And once the information enters our books, it can never be changed. That's blockchain. If you have understood blockchain, give me one in the chat. Now, when some people get confused with what is staking. When you have your money, you take it to a bank. To do what? To keep it for you. Keep it for you. And at the end of the day, this bank gives you a percentage, maybe 2%. Now, staking means your money. Now, the difference is when you keep this money in the bank with a fixed deposit account, as to say, you cannot take it at a certain time. But staking means that I have my money. Instead of my money being in my account dormant, I give this money, let me say, to Ethereum. They use my money to verify transactions on the blockchain. And when they verify transactions on the blockchain using my money, they pay me. They pay me. And at any time, I can take away my money. That is staking. So it is this side of digital finance, which people call DeFi, digital finance, decentralized finance, that I can use my money at any time and I can take it at any time I want. Give me a 2 in the chat if that is clear. Now I want to go back. CZ DEX. There is no liquidity in most times on decentralized platforms. That's why sometimes someone buys a coin on Trust Wallet and wants to sell it using their pancake swap, and they tell them you can't be able to swap it because there is no liquidity. There is usually less money in decentralized. That's why we use centralized, because there is too much money. There is too much money in here. There are so many buyers and sellers that are available. Now I have finished exchanges. So for you to access an exchange, you need a national ID. Yes, there are platforms like MEXC. There are platforms like HTX, which you can operate without a national ID. But the challenge could be there are even certain things you cannot do if you don't verify. But at first, at the start of your journey, you can be able to access the exchange. Okay, I hope we are moving. Are we learning? 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 Okay, let's continue. Now, there are other important few things that we needed to get accustomed to that I'll talk about. CMC. I always talk about CMC. CMC means coin market cap. Okay. Now, usually, there is a lot that we want to talk about. Coin market cap is a website. It's a website, and it really gives general information that happens in the crypto market space, from news to new launched coins, to how coins are moving in general. I usually say when someone gives you a coin to buy, it is not a financial device, but I would basically say that first go to coin market cap and check if this coin exists. I'm also going to talk about what everybody needs to do every morning, especially if they want to trade. Okay? What everybody needs to do every morning, especially if they want to trade. There are a few things you need to get accustomed to as a trader for you to be a very successful one. Okay, but when we come to coin market cap, there is a lot we could look at. Okay, we could talk about okay, let's first move from here, and then we come come to LT. This stands for alta coins. Other coins in the market apart from Bitcoin are called other coins, alta coins. Then we have market cap, MC, market cap, market cap. This is very key. And it is the valuation of the coins, the valuation, the valuation of the coins, the valuation of the coins multiplied by the number, the valuation of the coins multiplied by, let me say, the price of Bitcoin is $67,000. We multiply this by the number of coins in circulation. So if, let me say, 19.7 million are in the market, what we get will be the total amount of money in Bitcoin. That is market cap. Okay. The price of Bitcoin times the circulating supply is market cap. We also have the fully diluted market cap, which is the price of Bitcoin times the coins that were ever made. So it is also very important. Let me talk about what is liquidity. Now I'll just give the most important one. What is liquidity? How quickly could this coin be bought? It's liquidity. How quickly this coin could be bought and how quickly this coin could be sold. It is called liquidity. So how quickly the coin could be bought. So before we buy, we must be able to see, does this coin have liquidity? Before you invest, you need to find out, does this coin have liquidity? Where do you find this? You want to find out, is this coin on any centralized exchange or any decentralized exchange? And you know there is money here. So once there is money here, then this coin can be bought and can be sold. Bear market. What's a bear market? This is going to be a common. What's a bear market? Now we have bear, we have bull. You know, I have been able to hear people, when is the bull rani, bull wati. Now, when a bear is attacking, I've not been able to switch on my video. A bear attacks by swinging its claws down, while a bull attacks by swinging its horns and pushes them up, while the bear claws them down. So that's the difference. So when people talk about, they are comparing them to animals, to a bear, which is an animal, and to a bull, which is an animal. The bull gets its horns pushing them up, and the bear gets its claws pushing them down when they are attacking. So because the market's going down, they call it a bear market, and because the market's going up, they call it a bull market. Are we learning simple terminologies? Supply and demand. Supply and demand. What is this? What are people trying to talk about? Okay. Let's get into something simple that gives the people a lot of headache. That why is the market going up and why is the market going down? It gets back to the philosophy of supply and demand. And many people get confused because people who teach this use a lot of terminology. But I want to simplify this for you. If the supply of something is low and the people who need it, the demand is high, will this, the supply is low? In the market, we have only 5 baskets of tomato, but over 1 million people need the tomato. What will happen to the price of the tomatoes? Some answers in the chat. What will happen to the prices of tomatoes? What will happen to the prices of the tomatoes? Prices will go high. Simple as that. So this is what people usually suffer with. This is how people usually suffer. So supply. So if more people do not want to sell their Bitcoin, like if you have your Bitcoin now, would you sell it? If you have your Bitcoin now, would you sell it? Give me some answers in the chat. If you have your Bitcoin now, do you want to sell it? If you have your Bitcoin now, do you want to sell it? No, you don't want to sell it. So you have your Bitcoin, you don't want to sell it. And many people want to buy. And many people want to buy. What will happen to the price of Bitcoin? And many people want to buy it. What will happen to the price of Bitcoin? It goes up. That is simple. That is demand and supply. Now I have a question. Is there a high demand of Bitcoin in the world? Is there a high demand of Bitcoin in the world as we speak right now? Is there a high demand of Bitcoin in the world as we speak right now? Have I answered reasons why prices or in the market will continue going up? If I've answered, give me a one in the chat. That's the logic. There is nothing more than that. That is the logic. That is the logic. So people asking me, when is the bull run? When is the bull run? Have I answered you? People keep in my inbox. When is the bull run? As long as people are not willing to sell, and there is many people who want to buy, prices will go up. That is as simple as that. Thank you, Manu. That's why you have that's why you see when we are trading, when you wake up very early in the morning, now I'm teaching, don't get into my table. Just go and do your stuff. I'm not willing to trade with you today. So always, that's why it is very important that when we are trading, we look at the 24-hour volume, the 24-hour volume. Okay. It is very important. When you open a coin, look at the 24-hour volume. You want to look at the volume. Is the volume increasing? It means more people want to buy that particular coin that you want to trade. Okay. So usually there is a confusion, and I don't know how I'm going to explain it, but I think at the right time I will bring the aspect to your understanding, because when prices go down, when we trade, when prices go down, when you trade and prices go down, when you trade and prices go down, prices go down, when prices move down, in simple terms, it means there is too much coins at a cheaper price. It is too much coins at a cheaper price. This is, I just want to give simple logic, because that's why some people don't make money. Don't understand why people want to buy, because this is supply. There is supply. There is too much coins at a cheaper price. Is it good for you to buy when more people are buying? Or it is good for you to buy when more people are selling? When is the right time for you to buy? And that's how some of you trade. You always want to trade when more people are buying. And you don't want to trade when more people are selling. Because when more people are selling, what happened to the prices? Sometimes you wake up when you are very stubborn, especially these 2 days. Huh? When is it the right point for you to buy? When more people are buying or when more people are selling? Some answers in the chat. When is it right time for you to buy? When more people are buying or when more people are selling? Now, if you want to buy when more people are selling, if you want to buy, why would you want to buy when more people are selling? Why would you want to buy? Why would you want to buy when more people are selling? Thank you. Because when people sell, prices get cheap. Are we following? When people sell, prices get cheap. No. Oh, Brian, you are not going to get stubborn today. No. No. You want to buy when more people are selling because the coins are cheap. Give me one in the chat if I'm right. That's why it is a very bad practice for you to want to buy when more people are buying. Give me a 3 in the chat if you now you understand. So, you know, these things are as simple as that. When these coins are too much in the market because people are selling them off, that's the right time for you to buy. But I know in my coming few days, my point will get a little bit clear. That's why I have been explaining in my video that I've put on the YouTube channel that if you on your Royal Q and open pivot points, look at the current price of the coin. Let me drop this here. Current price of the coin. Let me say it is 0.00184. Then go to the pivot points. Go to the pivot points. You'll find the pivot points will be divided into 2. Fibonacci, Fibonacci, and classic. And they will be defining. I'm sorry I'm writing like that because my daughter is now taking charge. Okay, so look at these points because it is very easy for you to see them. Look at these points and say, okay, the pivot point is the center. The center. This is the center of the coin. Where is this coin? Is it at resistance 1? Is it at resistance 2? Is it at resistance 3? Is it at support 1? Is it at support 2? Is it at support 3? Where is this coin particularly that I want to trade? If I find this coin at support 3, my friend, if I had $1,000, I can even make my first buying amount 900 and use the $100 in margin calls. Give me a 2 in the chat if I've understood. Give me a 2 in the chat because there is too much supply. If I have $500, I can even make my buying amount $400. And I remain with the $100 for margin calls. Because when I enter with my $400 and I take 2%, then it gets here. I can make like, with that strategy, I take like 3%. Here, me, I can take like 60, let me say like something like, okay, $30, trade 1. Then it gets here. I see it is at support 2, I enter again. I take 2%. Now, that time I was going in with 400. Now I go in with 430. Give me a 3 if you have understood. Now I'm compounding. Here, my first buy was only 400. Now it's 430. Now I'll go in with my profit. So 430. Now I enter support 2. Now it reaches, moves from support 2 to support, from support 2 to support 1. And now I make my $50. So far, with my 500, so far I've made 80. Now, when it reaches, I enter support 1, then it reaches pivot here. Now here I had made I've made 50, so now I'll go in with 480 from here. So here I make like something like, let me say, $45 in profit. When it reaches pivot, I leave this coin, I find another one. I'm using $500, same capital, like someone who's also using $500, using start small, win big, but I'm making more money because I understand that I have found this coin at the lowest, cheapest price. That's a very important book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. So use it well. If you have understood, give me a yes in the chat. That's how you use little capital and make more money. And now someone, you post the results, then you want a one-on-one. Are you okay? Give me the tricky. Give me the tricky. Give me the tricky. Give me the tricky. If you have not understood, I've made a video on the YouTube channel. Give me the tricky. Give me the tricky. Give me the tricky. Give me the trick. Which trick now? Simple logic. Now we have finished demand and supply, and I believe now you have an idea. Next, what is day trading? Who is a day trader? Day trading. What is day trading? Someone who makes trades that specific day and ends the trade on that day. Now, when you want to be a day trader, you want to enter trades that day, live out of those trades that day. You put your focus on volatility. You focus on volatility. I have a question and I need some answer. Do we have some certain coins that drop very fast and rise very fast? Have you seen some coins that drop very fast and rise very fast? Give me a yes in the chat. Have you seen certain coins that drop very fast and rise very fast? Some examples. Can you give me some examples in the chat? Can you give me some examples in the chat? Can you give me some examples in the chat? Can you give me some examples? Can you give me some examples in the chat? Can you give me some examples in the chat? They are very stubborn. They my daughter are very stubborn. Some examples in the chat. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me drop some coins for you guys. Have you seen some coins that are very slow? You enter them and they are very slow. They take time to pick up. Have you also seen certain coins that are very slow? They are dull. They're like nothing is happening. So if someone wants to be a day trader, you need to put your focus. You need to put your focus on highly volatile coins. Number two, you focus on lower time frame. Okay? You want to focus on lower time frame. You look at smaller time frames. Okay? You will look at lower time frames. Okay? Look at lower time frames. If you want to get out of trades faster, you look at lower time frames. Because your goal and your effort is basically to make sure your goal and your effort is to always make sure that you get out trades. So you're a day trader, so you focus on lower time frames. Okay, if I've been able to, you have been able to learn something out of that, give me a yes in the chat. If you have been able to learn something out of that, give me a yes in the chat, and we continue that topic. I'm done. Okay, now I want to put something else. What is a swing trader? Hey. What is a swing trader? What is a swing trader? Okay, what is a swing trader? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be here personally with my daughter because I'm staying with her for now. Because I have patients, so surely I cannot take her away. So I'm the caretaker, so don't worry about her. I have nowhere I will take her, so she will stay here with us. I handle her slowly. So a swing trader is a type of a trader that will take positions, will take a few trades in a week. Someone enters a trade and stays in that trade for a full week. For example, you are someone who's looking for big take profits. You look at weekly time frames, day time frames, and you look at 4-hour time frame. You're a swing trader. So if you're a swing trader, you'll find that if you're a swing trader, you will find that you needed to put your focus and finding trades that are in a bigger time frame, and that's very important. Then we have next investing. Who's an investor? An investor is someone who holds trades for a long time. Okay, they hold trades for a long time. Okay, they hold trades for a long time. Next is margin trading. Margin trading. Okay, what is margin trading? Okay, when you talk about margin trading, we talk about features, basically, especially margin trading. Here you are borrowing money from the exchange so that you can play with more money than you have. And that's where leverage trading comes in. That's why in this series, this time round, I'm going to teach you how to trade features. Because when yes, there is a challenge of liquidation, which we shall talk about. But you are leveraging, you are borrowing money from the exchange than the money you have. You have $100 and you have been able to analyze the coin. You have your $100, you have been able to analyze the coin, and you can basically see that this coin is going to go up. So you say, I want the exchange to double my money 5 times, 5x. I want the exchange to double my money 100 times, which is 100x. Okay, next, what is a long and what is a short? You'll excuse me, I think I've already said it. I'm not working alone. I'm working with my daughter, and I'm the only caretaker now for her. So there is no way I can run away. So what is long? When you see people talking about long, long is buying low or buying cheap, selling high. Buy low, sell high. Buy low and sell high. That is long. Then we have what we call it. What is short? When we talk about a short, it is betting against the market. It is betting against the market. It is betting against the market. So Bitcoin is at 67,000, and for you say it is going at 65,000. It is betting against the market. I just want to finish out this in the coming 5 minutes. What is bid and what is ASIC? We are going to look at order books very soon. What is bid? When someone said bid, people are bidding to buy at a certain price. Okay, bidding. Buy at a certain price. For example, Bitcoin is at 65. Then someone puts it an order in an exchange and says, I will buy it with $100 when it is at 64. It is called bidding. Then ASIC is putting an asking price. It is like selling. Okay, Bitcoin is at 65. Someone puts in an order. Someone puts in an order and says, I'll sell it at 66. It is an ASIC. Okay. Next, guys, don't worry. What is a spread? These are common terminologies. What's a spread? A spread is the difference. A spread is the difference. Between the bid and the ASIC. So the difference between the bid and the ASIC is what we call a spread. That's why each exchange has its own order book. When you open an exchange, it has an order book. It's like a list. Here you see people who are bidding. Here you see people who are asking. Now the difference between the bid and the ASIC. So you see people usually asking themselves, who do I buy from and who do I sell from? There are institutions that do this business. So for you, you say, I will buy Bitcoin at 65. Another one says, so you say you will sell at 65. Then another one says, I will buy at 65. So they buy, you who's selling, you are buying from this one. So they usually make some little profits from bidding and asking. So there is also business. I will not dig deep into that. Next, we have errare. I think you have had. It is a large group. It is a large group of people who come together to create a trend. Like, for example, that's why people never understood our goal of trading. One of the reasons why we came up with signals is to cause error. For example, if all of us trade a coin called as an example, we all go and trade a coin called RIF at once. Do you know that we can cause an uptrend? Because we come and enter a certain coin with a lot of capital. So that is called a rare. Okay, next. Support and resistance. Resistance and support. This will also be common, resistance and support. Okay. So, like, it gets back to pivot point when they tell you resistance 3, resistance 2, resistance 1, pivot. Support 1, support 2, support 3. So if the market was at resistance 1 and it breaks it, then we automatically expect it to go to resistance 2. When the coin breaks resistance 2, then we expect it to go to resistance 3. Once it enters resistance 3, then it has been overbought. So if you want to trade a running coin, you say coin is pumping, go and look at pivot points and see, is it at resistance 1? So if it breaks resistance 1, meaning the current price is above resistance 1, then you're going to go and take your profit at resistance 2. Give me a 2 in the chart if you have understood. It is support and resistance. It's where we expect. So once the market breaks this price here, we expect it to go to this price. So I would recommend that someone trades a coin that is at resistance 1 going to resistance 2. Once it is already at resistance 3, run away. Very soon you are about to cry. Okay? I hope that is also done. But as we continue, these things will get more clear to you guys. Volume. What is volume? How much is in a particular coin at a particular time? It's called volume. How much? So when you go and check a coin in 15 minutes, silence, and you see the volume is high. The volume is high. So volume is how much is in a particular coin at a particular time. That is volume. That is volume. That is volume. Okay, I'm finishing now. Volatility, I think I've explained, it's a coin that goes up and goes down a lot. It forms those heavy moves. Then what is a pattern? A pattern is a shape. You should not get confused when we talk about a pattern. A pattern is a shape. Like, for example, you draw like this, then you say the market has formed a triangle. It means that the market is moving from maybe here, down here, here, down here, then we expect. Okay, so a pattern is a shape. Like, you draw a line above and a line below. Then you have used the rectangle, which means the market is moving in between here. So if it is moving in between here like this, so you expect it either to break it down, up and go up, or break it down and continue going down. But those we are going to discuss in more details. So a pattern is a shape. The market forming a certain shape. Consolidation. When you hear the word, hey, today, hey, these 2 days, hey, being a caretaker is not a joking subject. A child can become very stable. Consolidation. What is consolidation? And what is correction? When we say the market is correcting, the market is consolidating. It is important for you to know. For example, Bitcoin is consolidating. When we say consolidating, in terms, we just mean that Bitcoin is in between a certain price. Like, you see, Bitcoin is not over breaking. It is stopping at around $65,000 and at around $30,000. If you go and look at this in one day, you see the market comes up, goes down again, comes up, goes down again. comes up, goes, it's not surpassing, breaking it in a strong way to go above and stay there. So we said Bitcoin is consolidating. And when we talk about a correction, for example, the coin was going up, pam, 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 pam. The coin was on an uptrend. Then it forms a correction. A correction is when people sell and take profit. So the coin was moving up, you were on the coin. You were on the coin. It started from here. This is now this is a retracement. This is a retracement. Then it goes up. Then it goes down. Then it goes up. When we draw a line, we shall say the coin is on an uptrend. But when it reaches here and people sell, this is called a correction. That's why it's very important. When you are trading a coin and you see it's pumping, understand it's going to come to a certain level and people sell off and they take profit and it enters a correction. And when it enters a correction, now for us, we find it here and get it. You see? So you will be able to also understand that. Okay, next, what is a sell-off? When you hear one sell-off, it means people are taking profit. Being a caretaker is not a joking subject. A sell-off, it's when people take profit. Okay. Then what is stop loss? You have heard this a lot. But for us in Royal Q, that's why we use margin calls. In Royal Q, we don't have stop loss. We have margin calls. It's a point, but for us, we don't take loss. But stop loss is a point where a trader decides to stop the loss. It's where a trader takes a loss. The coin is going against me, but when it reaches here, that loss is enough. But in Royal Q, we use margin calls. Okay. So I think I will, I have done my best about that. Tomorrow, I will do emotional trading. What is emotional trading? And risk management. So tomorrow, I will talk about emotional trading and risk management. Okay, how do you manage the risks in trading? Then later we are going to do dollar cost averaging. Then if you allow us, we talk about fundamental analysis and technical analysis. I think by Friday I'll be done with this. Then Monday, we now enter into pure technical analysis. We start those things of what are Fibonacci's, moving averages, and all those stuff, support and resistance, confirmation, draw lines, and a lot of that stuff. But today, we have looked at several few things. We have been able to look at simple terminologies that you are going to meet on your journey. What's a stop loss? What's a sell-off? What's a consolidation? What's a pattern? What's volume? What's a rally? What's a spread? What is an ASIC? What's a bid? What's a short? What's a long? What is margin trading, borrowing? What is, I have not talked about a time frame, because usually people ask, what is the best time frame? What is the best time frame? I will do a topic on time frame. I know it's part of my syllabus. But time frame is that you have 1 minute, 3, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hours, and so on and so forth, 1 day. I told you if someone is a day trader, they look at shorter time frames, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15, 30. You want to look at shorter time frames because you want to get out of the trade faster. So time frame is simple. It is the smaller picture and the big picture. Because if I'm looking at a coin in 1 day, it is the big picture of what has been happening in the smaller picture. You get? Give me one in the chat if you are trying to get it. Because if I look at the coin in 1 minute, and I also look at the coin in 1 hour, When I look at the coin in 1 hour, I want to find out how many candles of 1 minute have been happening in 1 hour. Those are 60 candles. Simple the logic. 60 candles of 1 minute I look at 1 hour. So it means that I will have 60 candles in 1 minute, but I will have 1 candle in 1 hour. Give me a 2 in the chat if it is clear. So people who keep asking me, what is the best? There is no best time frame. It is either you want to take a big picture or you want to take a small picture. It is up to you. I don't have best time frame. The only difference is that when I look at the market in 1 hour or in 4 hours, there is less noise. Because look, if I go to 1 minute, the market will be like, because the market is moving fast because I'm looking at 1 minute. Vis-a-vis when I'm looking at 4 hours, the candle will be like, So there is less noise. Vis-a-vis me looking at 1 minute, that someone buys it, it goes up. Someone sells, it goes down. Someone buys, it goes up. Someone sells, it goes down. Are you getting the difference? That's why we say, if someone looks at the market in 1 hour and 4 hours, they get good results because there is less noise. But if I've learned the art, nobody prevents me at looking at the market in 5 minutes. Give me a yes in the chat. So there is no best time frame. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood. There is no best time frame. Okay? Because when I go and look at the market in 3 minutes, the market is like, sweet. When someone buys it, sweet. Then it sells a sweet. Then they buy sweet. Then they, yeah. So it is not easy. That's why I look at a bigger time frame when the noise is less. Okay, but if I want to get out of trades faster, instead of me focusing in 15 in 1 day, I'll focus in 15 minutes. Why? Because I want to get out of a trade faster. I'm okay with the sweet that is happening. Give me a 2 in the chat if I've understood that. So basically, now I want to go to the Royal Q trick, which I've already done, just to emphasize it. I want now to go to the Royal Q trick of the day. Are you ready? Are you ready for the Royal Q trick of the day? I am just going to emphasize it because I have already talked about it. I just want to emphasize it because it is so powerful. It gives a lot of money, and anybody could be very, very successful today. I have refused to join the Samsung community. You see, people with Samsung, they have issues, but also people with iPhone, they have big issues. One, the phone takes long to pick the internet. Now I've finished. I'm now doing. Now I may not teach you everything. Hey, I've finished there. I'm now on Royal Q. Whatever I leave, I leave for a reason. You wait for the next class. Now, let me get here. Okay. Now I pick any coin. This coin has been delisted, I think, successfully, but it's still there. Okay, so I come here. I look for a coin. Let me pick this one that is doing best. I pick this coin. I can choose any time frame. Step number 1, I'll look at the current price of the coin. If you are following, give me a 1 in the chat. If you are following, give me a 1 in the chat. I will look at the current price of the coin. That will be my point number 1. And I choose my time frame of focus. So if I want to get out of this coin faster, I may look at 5 minutes. I may look at 5 minutes. I may look at 3 minutes. I may look at 1 minute. It's up to you, but you have understood what happens in these different time frames. But let me take, I would recommend 15 minutes minimum. Okay? 15 minutes. Then I scroll down. I'm looking at the current price. Give me a yes in the chat. I'm looking at the current price. And with me here, I have a pen. My daughter has taken everything away. With me here, I have a pen. And on this pen, I am writing the current price of this coin. Then I scroll down. Step number 2, I come here on technical. I also change it to 15 minutes. I'm in 15 minutes up. I know the current price. I also tap on 15 minutes here. Then I come on pivot point. When I come on pivot point, the current price of this coin is 0.6031. Then I come here. What is the pivot point? The pivot point is 0.5. Write for me the pivot point in the chat if you can see it. The P. If you can see the pivot point, type it for me in the chat. If you can see the pivot point, that's why I want to see if people are following. If you can see the pivot point and read it, you have your good eyes, type it for me in the chat. If you can see the pivot point, type it for me in the chat. Now, some people are typing P instead of typing the price. That's now where the difference comes in. You need it. It is not the P. It is the price of the pivot point. So the price of the pivot point. Now, the current price of the coin is 0.6058. Is it above the pivot point or it is below the pivot point in the 15 minutes? Is it above the pivot point or it's below the pivot point? It's above. 2. Is it at resistance 1 or it is above resistance 1? It is 0.684. Write for me the price of the pivot point, either classic or Fibonacci. Is it above the resistance 1 or it is below? 0.6. The resistance 1 here on the classic is 0.6603. It is below. It means that I can enter this coin. It means that I can enter this coin at current price and take profit at resistance 1 in the 15 minutes. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood that. If I'm chasing a coin that is pumping, give me a yes in the chat if you have understood. I can enter at current price and I take profit at resistance 1. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood. Now, how do I do that? I just tap on create market price. Number 1, I start the coin. Okay, I'm not going into settings. I've already set my coin. So now I start the coin. Now, after I've started the coin, I tap on sell. Are we following? Are we following? I tap on sell. Then I enter the price at which I want my robot to sell at 0.6212. 100%. Then I confirm. Here, I'm trading a pumping coin. So I look at the coin. I'm not this way. I'm not giving you advice, but I want you to understand. 15 minutes, The current price, I see it 0.6150 something. Then I look at the pivot. I look at the pivot point. So the resistance is 0.6211. Let me go and again and I check my coin. 0.6211. So let me change. Sell, tap on market price, then I enter the price. I may use Fibonacci or the other one. Then 100%. Then I confirm. So when the coin will reach 0.6211, the robot will sell. Whenever you are trading, margin calls are a must. People ask me, should we trade? Margin calls are a must. You must have provided your settings. You're back, baby. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. So this time I'm looking at a pumping coin. People will have pumping coins. But me, if I would advise, I would not advise anyone to use pumping coins. I would not advise anyone to use pumping coins. People were asking me using margin calls. You remember my first buying amount was 5. Now you see that the total amount of money is, you see my robot has bought 4 times. Give me a yes in the chat if you can see that. My robot has bought 4 times. Give me a yes in the chat if you can see that on top. 4 margin calls. My robot has bought 4 times. But my first buying amount was 5. So margin calls are a must. If you don't want to trade with margin calls, go and do something else. Okay? Now, I don't want this robot to buy more. I'm not a person who trades pumping coins. But that is strategy 1. Okay? That is strategy 1. But the best way of using pivot points is not to focus on pumping coins. Okay? The best way of using margin calls, or the best way of trading. Okay. What was someone saying? This is the challenge of iPhones. They are usually very slow in data collection. You are done, mommy? Okay, just a minute. I'm now finishing and then we go. I'm finishing, then we go. Just 1 more minute. Let me just use my other phone before the coin depletes my capital. iPhones are usually very slow when it comes to data collection. Android phones are very fast. So the coin is already on 1 shot. Let me change the device. iPhones are usually very slow when it comes to Royal Q. So just a minute. Hi, baby. Love you, daddy. Good morning. Now why are you putting in your phone? Just a minute, let me change the device. Just a minute, let me change it. There. Bye. Bye. Going. Just a minute. Okay, now I'm using my other phone because it will be a little bit fast and I will spend less time. Okay, so let's repeat again. Okay, I'm not a guy who loves pumping coins. That's not usually my subject. Okay. So now let's say, okay, we started from, I want to handle all areas. Okay. You want to trade, first and foremost, you want to pick a coin. For example, trick number one, if you are a person who wants to pick a pumping coin, if you are following, give me a yes in the chat. If you're following, give me a yes in the chat. You know, some people first ask before they understand. It's like someone is being burnt a question instead of first understanding. So if you're a person who loves pumping coins, the first thing I will give you, before you pick the most pumping coin, look through these coins here. You people who love pumping coins, look through these coins here for a minute before you pick. Am I making sense to someone? Look through these coins for a minute before you pick. Look through. This could be the most positive, but in here there is a coin that is building that will take over next. You people love pumping coins. Can you all see that I could pick a coin that looks to be a little bit slow, but it is moving fast? Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood. Give me a two so that I understand. So instead of me picking this one that is on top, I could pick another coin here in the middle. You people who love pumping coins, because me, it's not my trading approach. So let me say, in this example, I will pick which one? I will pick, so you need to take off your time. I will pick, let me say, Mantis. So I'll pick Mantis. Then I open it. Either in the 15 minutes, or either in 1 hour, or either in 4 hours. It's up to you. Okay? But I will stick to Bollinger Bands. So I'll put here in 15 minutes. I put here 15 minutes, then I come on pivot points. I come to pivot points. When I come at pivot points, I will look at the current price of this coin. It is 43.78. So my first thing to look at is here, the pivot. Is the coin above the pivot? Some answers in the chat. Is the coin above the pivot? Is the coin above the pivot or below? The coin is above the pivot, but has it reached resistance 1 in the 15 minutes? Has it reached resistance 1 in the 15 minutes? No. But 15 minutes is high. So if you want to change to 4 hours, the results will be different. Give me a yes in the chat if you understand. Do you see? The results will be different. The current price of the coin is 43.80. 43.80. Is the coin above the pivot? 43.80. Is it above the pivot? Is it above the pivot? Is it above the pivot? That's why me, I love the bigger time frame. Is it above the pivot? Is it above resistance 1? Is it above resistance 2? Is it above resistance 3? Can you trade this coin? Can you trade this coin? No. It's even above resistance 3. So I ran away. If you have understood, give me a yes in the chat. Me, that's why I love it's the same philosophy of this coin that I took. That's why me, I don't trade pumping coins. You see this same coin that I took? When I put it in the 4-hour time frame for you, the current price is 0.590. The current price of this coin. Okay? Let me put in the pivot point. 0.594. 0.594. Look at the Fibonacci. Do you see that it's even above? Do you see that it's even above the resistance 3? Can you see that? So, do you see how I have put my money in trouble? I'm trying to teach. Do you see how I have put my money in trouble? This is some of the mistakes you do. Do you see how I have put my money in trouble? My chances of winning this trade are very low. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood. My chances, because the coin is, yes, it has not yet reached here, but I found it even at 0.6. So the best way is not to chase the market. When you do what I have done, you are chasing the market. Give me a 3 if you have understood. You are not chasing results. You are chasing the market. I'm chasing the market. I'm not chasing to be a successful trader. I've done it to show you that it's a very bad practice. Versa V, I come and I pick, let me say, dogs. 4 hours. I look at the coin. I can go 4 hours. I look at the coin. 4 hours, 1 hour is usually safe. I look at the pivot point. The price is 0.078, 0.078. You see, it's not yet at the pivot. It's not yet at the pivot. It's just above support 1. Are you seeing that? Then I come, I look at BNX, but this one, it always disappoints me. Look at this one, 0.642. I come and look at the pivot point, 0.64. 0.64. Do you see that it is at support 3? Do you see that it is at support 2 here? Can you see it's just above here? Give me a yes in the chat. Do you see? It's down here. Now look here at my capital. Now look here, friends. The reason why you need to be keen. How many people yesterday saw these coins pumping? Now, this is also another trick of trading. How many people saw these coins pumping yesterday? Give me a 5 if you saw. Give me a 5 if you saw. Like today when I'm checking my coins. So even if I'm picking, I want you to have this in mind. Even if I'm picking coins, like today, I see CTX, ARC, Mentis. If I want a pumping coin, I've given you the trick. But I will ignore this one since they have been pumping, and maybe I come and I check OG. Because even if I'm picking the coin that is lowest, I want to pick one that is just starting to go low. Give me a yes, if you understand what I'm saying. I want to pick the coin that is lowest, but I also don't want to pick one that is still continuing to go down. Give me a yes if you understand. So I don't want to pick a coin that was pumping yesterday, because today it might be on its journey to the downside. Are we following? Or I stop here? Are we following or I stop here? The meeting is recorded. Are we following or I stop here? Now, I pick OG. Remember we said, when a coin is coming down, it is creating supply. Give me a 2 if you're understanding. When the coin is coming down, it is creating supply. It is becoming cheaper. Now, when we are trading, should we look for coins that are pumping, or should we look for coins that are cheaper? When we want to buy low and sell high, Should we pick coins that are cheaper, or should we pick coins that are pumping? That's where you miss the gist of the game. You want to buy when the supply is available. You don't want to buy when the demand is available. You see, friends, here, the demand is high. And that's why the price is going high. Now, when you buy here, the coin may go into collection. Give me a 2 if you understand. When you buy here, the coin may go into collection. Give me a 3 if you understand. And you will be floating loss. You want to minimize floating loss by buying at a cheaper price. Maybe I choose OG and it is going down. I want to buy at a cheaper price, either in 15 minutes, or either in 1 hour. Then I come and I look at the pivot point. Where is my pivot point? What is the current price? 7.728. Then I come here. 7.728, 7.7. 7.7. You see, it is above support, but not yet at pivot. Then this one is good, but not very good. Then I look for another one. Then let me put this one, meme. Also, the other thing I want to show you, look here, friends. When you put in a bigger time frame, you see this coin here. Do you see? Red means people are selling. Now, when I'm comparing coins, I want also to do this so that people can see. When I'm comparing coins, let me pick, I love Nairo. When I'm comparing these two coins, the two I have opened, the first one I have opened and the second one, which one has gone more cheaper? The first one, the second one? Give me some answers. I've opened all of them in 4 hours. Let me open meme again. Which one has gone more cheaper? The first one, the second one? Now, when you are buying, have you seen that that is also important? Look here at these two coins, friends. This one, the percentage is -8. And this one, the percentage is -6. But do you see that the one for -6 is more profitable than the one at -8? Give me a 3 if you are following. The one at -8 is more expensive than the one at -6. You see, people usually say, the most negative. Have you seen that? Give me a yes in the chat if you have seen that. My goal is to make sure that you become very successful. Can you see that this one has more opportunity than this one? Now, I have a question, and I need a 5 in the chat. Is it important to check coins first than just picking it to be the most negative? I need a 5 in the chat if it's a yes. Check the coin first. Don't become excited. Then I open my coin. Look here. This is how we make most money. Look here. Look at the current price. Step 1, 0.019416. Then I come to my pivot in my 4-hour time frame. If I want to use 4 hours, I come to my pivot. 0.19, 0.19, 0.19, 0.19. Do you look here? Do you see that it is above the pivot? In 4 hours. Do you see? Give me a yes in the chat if you can see. It's 0.019. It's above the pivot. Meaning two things can happen here. It can either go to the resistance or come down to the support. Give me a 6 if you have seen that. It can either continue to resistance 1 or come down to support 1. Now, I might run away from this one. Then let me look for a coin called the Tabo. There are just certain coins I love. Let me look for Tabo. It is just my coin. I love it. I fell in love recently. Then okay, it is at around there. You can even look at different time frames. So now let me teach you something. When you put on the Bollinger Band, when you put on these Bollinger Bands, you see this upper line here, it can be your resistance, and this lower line here could be your support. Give me a 3 if you have seen that. When you put in your Bollinger Band, I talked about Bollinger Band. This is just something extra. It may not be necessary. This could be your support. This could be your resistance. The first question you ask yourself, is this coin near resistance or it is near support? This is just extra now, but we're on pivot point. So I come down here. We are in 1 hour. I look at the pivot point. Current price 0.117, 0.1. You see this coin? 0.01. You see it is above the pivot. I'm looking for a coin. Listen, friends, I'm looking for the coin that is around this point C. Give me a 2 if you understand. I'm looking for one that is around here. Someone says Sui. Okay, let me look for Sui. Have I made sense to someone? Now someone is about to ask me, how long will it take you? Now let me look at Sui. Sui looks to be good. Okay. Sui looks to be good. Let me come down here and I look at it at 4 hour. Let me look at my pivot point, 2.0447. Pivot point 2.0. Sui is not at 2.0. Sui is just above support 1. Have we learned the trick now? Sui is just above support 1 because it's below the pivot. So I could change. And I say, let me look at it in 1 hour. Let me look at it in 1 hour. Then I look at it in 1 hour. 2.046. Where is the 2.0? I hope my point is now clear on how you pick the coin using pivot point. If it's clear, give me one in the chat. When you get a coin that is at support 3, that's where you have big business. But you see Nairo. You see Nairo is my coin. Nairo is that one is usually my coin. 0.19, 0.19. So it is above here. I hope my point is clear. I may not spend time looking for coins for you because it is your personal responsibility to be successful. Steven, I was teaching you and I landed myself in floating loss. So I was teaching you and I landed on floating loss. I just want to see if this coin will recover. I'm gonna just keep in it. It will pump a little bit and recover. But I hope my point is I hope my point is home. I hope my point is home. So I need to take off some time. Guys, have a nice day. I needed to make sure that I take care of my. Have a nice day. Love you all. I hope you have been able to learn that. You don't need everything to be successful. You need a few. Love you all. Bye bye. Let me do. This one I will. Let me see if I will recover. Yeah, but if I'm not keen, I might go into the pit rattling. You see, sometimes when you are buying a coin, you can go into pit rattling with it. Now trying to consolidate. But I see I will recover. Yeah, I'm going to recover and it will sell. It will sell. But I hope for now laughing at me. But I hope you have been able to learn something. Usually, when teaching, you may get issues, but it's part of the business. Yeah, it's part of the business. I have landed myself in floating loss so much because I'm usually teaching. But God has always rewarded me with money always. I've never seen God disappoint me. God has always given me money by teaching others. And I know it will be just a blessing. Guys, have a nice day. I hope you have been able to learn something. And love you all. And bye bye. Today, no songs. I'm just going to end the call because I'm supposed to